Hello all my wonderful reborn artists. In today's video we are going to be sealing our little babies. So I'm using the Dewy Skin Varnish and the Flesh 02 to create a nice soft hue for my new little reborn. She is supposed to be more ethnic, and so I feel like we need to add a little bit more depth to her skin tones. So I'm just adding that number 2 to my baby's varnish just to supply a little bit more color. And I'm using a flat number or 1/2 inch brush. So the Dewy Varnish has a little bit of texture to it, and I love this varnish so much, and so I like to use it on all my babies. But if you have the Matte Varnish, you can use that instead, or the Satin Varnish. You're welcome to use that to seal your babies. And then we're going to be mixing up quite a bit of this varnish so that it covers the baby's head and the arms and the legs. And I'm just mixing in the color using my cuticle pusher. All the supplies that I use will be included in the description box below. So if you prefer, you can just use your matte sealer or dewy varnish without any color added to it. Just use it straight on. But because this baby is, like I said, fair, and she's supposed to be a little bit more ethnic, I'm adding a little bit more color to her vinyl. In part 2 of this video, I'll show you how to varnish without any added color to it. So we're just taking some on our 1/2 inch flat brush and painting this over the baby's skin. And then we're going to take a cosmetic wedge and pounce over the vinyl to blend all of that in. You need to varnish all the places on your baby that will be touched and handled, especially the cheeks and the nose, because the reborn mommies, they love to kiss their babies there, and we want to protect their vinyl from sweet little kisses, make her more protection on the forehead and the cheeks and the nose, anywhere that your reborn mommies will be placing kisses. It's not so important to add that varnish, to the inside of the ears or anywhere that's not going to be really touched. But if you want, you can add some varnish there as well. And then we're also going to be adding varnish to her arms and her legs and her little tiny feet, places where a lot of friction will happen when dressing your babies. Needs to be protected as well. So especially the toes and the feet where the fabric will rub against, or if they're putting on little booties or little socks or anything like that, because we don't want any of the paint to fade. So we're just pouncing this color all over the baby's vinyl. One thing I wanted to add is that when pouncing your sponge or wedge over the skin, and when you're trying to blend all of that varnish, make sure you do a really thorough job, because if you leave any heavy spots of varnish on your baby, it will turn into a white crusty layer. And if that happens, all you need to do is take your soft nail brush and buff it out after the baby has cured. So I have found that in the hairline up near where the baby's hair will go, sometimes that doesn't get blended as well, and you have to buff that out. Just make sure you blend, and getting all the creases and anywhere that any buildup of varnish will have built up. You need to blend really, really well so that you don't get that crusty layer. And then I bake in my New Wave oven for 8 minutes. I don't find that it's really necessary to bake 3 times, but if you have heard in other tutorials that you do, then make sure you cool between each layer. So for instance, if you put your baby in your New Wave oven and you bake for 8 minutes, take her out, let her cool on a nice soft towel or dish towel or whatever you're using to dry, and time it for the 8 to 10 minutes before placing her in the oven for the second bake. Now we're just covering her little feet and her knees and legs. I will include in the description box below the prototype of this particular kit. Her name is Anna, and I absolutely love this artist. She does such a wonderful job. So I will include in the description box the name of the kit and where I got her from. But in all the pictures that I have seen of this particular prototype, she does have an ethnic look to her. I'm going to be rooting her with black hair, and so I really want her to have a more colored skin tone. If you'll notice, as I'm pouncing and blending this sealer onto this baby's vinyl, if you'll notice, the number 2 color that I enhanced her varnish with isn't really making a huge impact. So if you want to try it on one of your babies, you might really like the results. So it's up to you. If you want to keep your baby really light, just use a clear varnish. If you want to add a little bit more color to your baby's vinyl, add the number 2 brown. I should have finished my sentence about that. Or flesh, excuse me. The flesh number 2. I'm just inspecting my work and making sure everything looks really well blended. And then we're going to put her in our New Wave oven for 8 minutes at 265 degrees. I just want to thank each and every one of you for watching my tutorials and for all your love and nice comments. And we'll see you in our next video. All right, bye everyone.